So this day was not that good. Today has been a long day, so please excuse my enthusiasm. So I woke up to the news today that Phil Lord and Christopher Miller had been fired from the Han Solo movie.
I got a bad feeling about this.
And all this happened apparently because there was clashing between them and Kathleen Kennedy, who's the head of Lucasfilm at the moment. So some of you are probably wondering, who is Christopher Miller and who is Phil Lord? Well, they are the people behind the Lego movie, 21 and 22 Jump Street, Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs. These guys are incredible directors, and I think 21 and 22 Jump Street are really funny movies, and I think a lot of comedies these days are actually trying to copy those films. 21 and 22 Jump Street had the possibility to be terrible, and so did the Lego movie. The Lego movie could have been garbage, but these directors really showed passion in their projects and directed very good films. So when I heard the news that they had got fired from Star Wars, I was shocked. So I'm going to be referencing a Variety article when I speak about this, and there are quotes that are in this article, and they all belong to this article. Obviously I wasn't involved in this whole split, but Variety had an exclusive article on this matter, and that is what I'm going to be referencing throughout this video. Just saying. I'll put a link down in the description if you want to read the whole article, but I'm just going to touch on a few things that were stated in this article. And I quote, "A person with knowledge of the production said that the chemistry between the directors and Kennedy was never right. It was a culture clash from day one. The source said she didn't even like the way they folded their socks." That was a direct quote from someone. And that is just hectic, but we'll talk about that again just now. The same source says that they weren't given the leeway to do what they had to do, apparently. So Lord and Miller said in a statement, "Unfortunately, our vision and process weren't aligned with our partners on this project. We normally aren't fans of the phrase creative differences, but for once the cliche is true. We are really proud of the amazing and world-class work of our cast and crew." And then Kathleen Kennedy said in a statement, "Phil Lord and Christopher Miller are talented filmmakers who have assembled an incredible cast and crew, but it's become clear that we had different creative visions on this film and we've decided to part ways." Eesh, that sounds like a really bad breakup. A really bad breakup. Also, the fact that she says we've decided to part ways, it kind of makes me think, no, they hadn't decided. Someone bailed. Someone said, no, we out. It's never that easy. You can't both decide to leave a project like as big as Star Wars. And now it's actually pretty funny because it literally just says here, the directors did not leave the production voluntarily, but were fired by Lucasfilm. So apparently this film still has several weeks left in production. And then also according to this article, an additional several weeks have been planned for reshoots. It just sounds really bad. This film has been in production since the beginning of the year. How did no one notice that this film was going in a completely different direction than what it needed to be going? Look, I don't make big budget films, but in my head, several weeks left of a movie, a Star Wars movie, that's pretty close to being done. So why only now decide to fire these guys? That's weird. I don't know anything for fact, but if I do say stuff, it's just what I'm thinking and what I think could possibly have happened in this whole scenario. Now the problem as well is that a new director is obviously going to have to come on board now to finish this project off. And now the issue with that is, firstly, who's this going to be? And then also, is this going to be like a whole Suicide Squad situation where extensive reshoots ended up changing the whole film? Because here's another thing, Christopher Miller and Phil Lord, they've got a very unique style about them.
My name is Jeff.
And from just reading stuff, I feel like they may have been trying to add a lot of their own sort of flavor to the film, which probably consisted of a lot of like humor sort of stuff and stuff like that. And maybe Lucasfilm weren't happy with that and they decided to sort of cut it loose there, you know? But the issue now with that is that since January, that whole movie has been filmed, that whole movie has been in production. And now this late in the game, they're deciding to change that. Just from my understanding, it kind of sounds like in several weeks, they're sort of going to redo this whole movie, which just sounds dangerous. And it's frustrating that studios are constantly getting involved and clashing with filmmakers who are trying to do their job. Now look, I don't know who was in the wrong in this situation. Maybe the directors were just taking too much into their own hands and trying to sort of do their own thing when there were clear boundaries in place. Maybe. But there's also a chance that the guys at Lucasfilm gave these guys a script and said, go wild, do what you want with it. And then only now they've come back and just looked at what's been happening and been like, that's not okay. We don't like this. Which again is just concerning. I just don't understand what happened, and I don't think people are telling us, and maybe I guess it isn't really any of our business to know what actually went on behind the scenes. but I do find it concerning. And like, this is the whole thing for me. Like these Star Wars spin-off movies, these anthology movies, like Rogue One, like Han Solo, and like whatever the next one's going to be. With regards to the saga films, like Force Awakens and The Last Jedi, and whatever the next one's going to be called, like there are obviously clear boundaries in place for those films. And before a director even comes on board, there's sort of like a vision and a mold you sort of have to fit into. And that's totally understandable because that narrative flows over like 3 whole movies. But with these smaller Star Wars movies, it's kind of sucks that people can't just get more creative, you know, and do what they need to do. Anyway, guys, that's my rant over this news sucked. Thank you so much for watching this. I really do appreciate it. Please let me know what your thoughts on this whole situation are in the comments down below. I'd be really interested to know your thoughts. And I guess until next time, I will see you then. That made sense, I think. I hope it did. Okay, bye.